Welcome to Taiji's Kitchen. Today I'm going to show you how to make bibimbap. So the previous video I made of namul was very well received. After making this namul, I just had a really urge to make this bibimbap. And yes, this is not a Japanese food. It's definitely a Korean food, but this is something we quite often eat in Japan. Mostly not at homes, but in restaurants. In Japan, we have a lot of Korean restaurants. Korean food is also so delicious. And yes, this is a Japanese cooking channel, but I've already made kimchi and some dishes with kimchi and previously with namul, so this is also not big a stretch. So I just wanted to show you this recipe as well. This recipe is originally with beef, but if you're vegetarian or vegan, you can definitely make this with tofu strips. Then you can easily make this vegetarian or vegan. It does take a little bit more steps, but it's really delicious and it's definitely worth the effort. So I really hope you give this a try yourself. Then, let's get started. Here are the ingredients for making bibimbap. Today I have different kind of vegetables, but you don't necessarily have to all of them. Today I have carrots, zucchini, bell pepper, bean sprouts, and spinach. And then for the meat I have a strip of beef. You can use pretty much any kind of cuts. And then also ginger, garlic, and egg. And for the seasoning I have salt, sugar, soy sauce, sesame oil, roasted sesame seeds. Here I also have Gochu-jang. This is sweet chili pepper paste. They look like this, and for this recipe it's also very important to have this, but if you don't have it, I'll show you at the end an alternative to make this. And of course sticky rice. Then let's get into it. So as the very first thing, let's prepare the rice. I've already made a video of how to cook Japanese rice properly, so if you need to see more detailed information on that, please watch this. So in a pot, I'm going to put a cup of rice, just a bit of water, and then I'm going to mix this with my hands. I'm going to put some water, and then rub it like this for about 10 to 20 seconds or so. And then here, I'm gonna put 1.2 or 1/5 of water. And then we're gonna let it sit like this for at least half an hour in the summer or about an hour in the winter. As the rice is being soaked in the water, let's prepare all the vegetables. So starting with the paprika, I get the inside out. And then this, I'm just gonna cut into strips. Just like this. Just like that. And then next, carrot. Then I'm gonna slice this diagonally. Just like this. And then with these strips, I'm gonna lay it flat like this. Then I'm gonna cut it from the end. Then you have about the equal length strips like this. And just like that. And also for the zucchini, I'm gonna do the same thing. Top and bottom off. And also lay it flat like this. I'm gonna cut it from the end. Then these three ingredients are finished cut up. So the next step, I'm gonna salt them very lightly and let them sweat and get the water out. Just about 4 teaspoons each. And then just kind of lightly mix it up. Then next with the carrot, and also with zucchini. And I'm gonna let it to the side for about 10 to 15 minutes or so and let the water come out. As the next thing, we're gonna grate the garlic and the ginger. So ginger, I probably just need half of this. Cut off the dry part and scrape off the skin. Then we're gonna grate this using a grater. Just like that. Then next to the garlic, I'm gonna use 4 cloves and 1 clove for the marinade sauce of the meat, and then just about half clove for each of the vegetable namul. I'm gonna grate this using a grater. Just like that for the marinade sauce and for the rest for the namul. Just like that. As the next one, I'm going to grate the roasted sesame seeds. This is a Japanese style mortar. If you have something like this, it's great. If not, you can use other mortar, or you can also use a food processor. Or if you're lazy, you don't necessarily have to do this, but it just kind of enhances the flavor of the sesame seeds. So just like that, we're going to use this for all the namul. So as the last thing to prepare, let's cut up the beef. Then I'm just going to cut this into small strips. And just like that. As the next thing, let's make the marinade sauce for the beef. So in a bowl, I'm gonna put the minced garlic and ginger. And then here, about a tablespoon of soy sauce. And also about a teaspoon of sugar. And then put the cut up beef meat in here. And then I'm just gonna mix it up. Then once it got mixed, I'm gonna put in here the sesame oil. Just about 2 teaspoons or so. Then this is on for that. I'm gonna let it sit and marinate for about 10 to 15 minutes or so. As the next thing, we're gonna boil the spinach and the bean sprouts. So then we're gonna start with the spinach. You definitely don't wanna boil this too much. You just need a very light dip. So I'm gonna put this here. Just very light dip like this. Once it's been soaked in the water like this, then this is finished. You wanna get it out right away. Then you wanna put this on a big plate like this, and then spread it out and let it cool like this for about 5 minutes or so. And then just to be energy efficient, I'm gonna use the same water for boiling bean sprouts. So for the bean sprouts, you also don't want to cook this that long, but definitely a little bit longer than the spinach. So what you want to do is let it come to boil again, and then cook for about another 30 seconds or so. Then this is done, turn it off. Then just like the spinach, I'm gonna put this on a big plate like this. I'm gonna leave it to the side for 5 minutes or so and let this cool. So after a couple minutes, the spinach and the bean sprouts are cooled down. Then let's make namul with these. So first with the spinach. So this contains still a little bit of water. So I'm gonna squeeze out the water. Then we're gonna cut this into smaller pieces. Then here, just about half clove of ground garlic. About a teaspoon of soy sauce. Also about a teaspoon of ground sesame seeds. Then about 1 to 2 teaspoons of sesame oil. Then we're gonna just mix these up. Then that's done for that. Next with the bean sprouts. Also about half clove worth of ground garlic. Also 1 teaspoon of soy sauce. Ground sesame seeds. And also sesame oil. Then mix these up. Then that's also done for that. Then with that, 2 types of namul are finished. So as the next thing, let's make the other namul. So as you can see, the water has come out. So what you want to do is you want to squeeze out a little bit more. Just like that. Then also for the carrots. Then we're going to fry these. So on a frying pan, I'm going to turn the heat to medium. Then here I'm going to put in about 2 teaspoons of sesame oil. Before it gets heated, I'm going to put in about half clove worth of garlic. So once it's got heat up, so here I'm going to put in all the paprika. So with this, you don't really want to cook it too much. Just lightly saute for a couple minutes is enough. So after a couple minutes of frying like this, then I'm going to also put in the ground sesame seeds. Mix it up. Then that's also done for that. Then we're going to quickly wash this. Then we're going to repeat the same process for carrot and also zucchini. So 2 tablespoons of sesame oil, ground garlic, put in the carrot. I'm going to fry this very lightly like this for a couple minutes. So also after a couple minutes of frying, I'm going to put in the sesame seeds as well. Mix this up. And this carrot namul is also finished. Then I'm going to quickly wash this again. Then the same thing with the zucchini. So about 2 tablespoons of sesame oil, ground garlic, then put in the zucchini. So put in here the sesame seeds. Then that's also done for that. Then with that, all 5 namul are finished. Then let's finally cook the rice. So now, as you can see, the rice has soaked up the water. So I'm going to turn the heat to high and bring this to boil. So once this comes to a boil, I'm going to very quickly stir it up. Then I'm going to turn the heat to simmer. Then cook like this in simmer for 10 minutes. So then the cooking part is finished. I'm going to turn it off. Then I'm going to let this sit and let it steam on its own heat for another 10 minutes. As we're waiting for the rice, let's cook the meat. So in a frying pan, I'm going to turn the heat to high and heat up the frying pan. Here I'm going to put in about 1 to 2 teaspoons of sesame oil. So it's gotten warm. I'm going to put in the meat. So as this is cooked through, then this is done. I'm gonna quickly wash the pan. But as the very last thing, let's cook the egg and sunny side up. A little bit of frying oil. A tiny little bit of water on this. Now let's steam it a little bit to just quickly cook the right part. So once the white part has been cooked, this is good. Then that's done for that. So with that, all the ingredients are finished. Let's put everything together. I'm gonna put the rice. So I'm just gonna mix it a little bit, very lightly. Then over this, I'm gonna put all the ingredients. First, all the namul. And then of course the meat. Then on this, I'm gonna put the Gochu-jang, how much ever you want. Right here in the middle, like this. Then over this, the egg. So just like that, this looks so amazing. Let's eat. Okay, then let's eat. Itadakimasu! So as the name itself, Bibimbap, so we gotta mix this up. So cut up the yolk, and under that is this Gochu-jang. I'm just gonna mix it up like this. And in Korea they eat using a spoon like this, so I'm gonna do that. So with all the ingredients, itadakimasu. Oh, this is so good. Oh, this is so very delicious. All these different kind of vegetables just gives up the flavor, and the meat is really good marinated. And this spicy gochujang sauce is just really putting everything together. And depending on what you eat, you can kind of enjoy a different mix of flavor. The spinach has a little bit of bitterness to it, and the bell pepper is really sweet, and this bean sprouts has got very subtle flavor to it. And also for any Korean dish, you definitely need a kimchi to it. The recipe I looked, kimchi mix already in this, or just to the side. So today I'm just having it to the side. But you can also mix this in here as well. With kimchi, itadakimasu. Kimchi also adds another layer to the flavor, also very good. Oh, that was so totally savory. Gochu-jang. Oh, that was so totally satisfying. So as you saw, making this bibimbap, making itself is not that complicated. You do have to make different kind of namul, but you don't have to make all these different kind of namul. You can just make 2 or 3 of them, and then also when you make them, you can make a big batch. These namul you can put in the fridge and save it for a couple days. And this is definitely worth the effort, and it's one of my favorite Korean dishes. So I really hope you give this a try yourself and put it in your repertoire. If you did enjoy this video, I'd love it if you hit the like button for me. And if you have any questions, requests, or any feedbacks, please feel free to write anything in the comments below. Otherwise, I look forward to see you in the next video. Bye. So like I said, I'm going to show you how to make alternative sauce for gochujang when you don't have it. I have soy sauce, miso, sugar, and Korean chili peppers. Then optional are oyster sauce and garlic. So I'm going to first grate the garlic. Today I'll just need about half a clove. And to that, just about a tablespoon of miso paste, about a teaspoon of soy sauce, also about a teaspoon of sugar, and also about a teaspoon of oyster sauce. And at the end, depending on how spicy you want it, half to 1 or 2 teaspoons of Korean chili peppers. Then we're just gonna mix this up. So just like that, this sauce is finished.